Do you know if you allow relaxation time for yourself, then it will lead you to improve productivity at your workplace. By allowing the relaxation time, you're actually reducing the stress and recharging your body. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Leadership Talks with You. So today we have Madhu Nag Shetty with us, and with him we are going to discuss about stress management through mindfulness at workplace. Speaking about Madhu, so he is internationally acclaimed wellness coach. His services are honored and recognized by the Honorary Council of Republic of Maldives. He is a fully certified yoga and stress management therapist, and he is graduated from a world-recognized university, SVIASA. He has founded Mindfulness Wellness Foundation. He is the board of director of Temple Tickets. He was the former national sales manager for Serco UK International. So let's welcome Madhu and let's discuss with him about stress management through mindfulness at workplace. Hi Madhu, thank you so much for connecting with me on our YouTube channel Leadership Talks with You. So my first question to you would be, when we are talking about mindfulness based stress management, what does it exactly mean?
Hello Sheetal. First of all, I am delighted to be on your channel Leadership Talks with You. I am one of your subscribers and I love the work you're doing. Thanks for having me. Now, what does mindfulness based stress management mean? First, let us understand the term stress. The literal meaning of the word stress is pressure or tension exerted on something. In this context, the pressure or tension is being exerted on our mind. Stress is not a condition in itself. Reaction to certain conditions, certain situations adds to the stress. This process of reaction is the pressure and tension that we are exerting on our mind. For example, we want certain things to happen in our lives and it is not happening. We react to it and this adds or this exerts pressure on our mind. We don't want certain things to happen in our lives, but it keeps happening. We react to it and this exerts pressure on our mind. Similarly, loss of a job, divorce, financial obligations, entrepreneurial failures, a pile of unfinished tasks. Our lives are filled with such situations and we do not know the art of living, the art of not reacting, the art of not exerting pressure on our mind. So how well we are managing our stress is directly proportional to how well we are managing our habit of reacting. This habit of reacting is latent in us. It has its roots grown deep into the subconscious levels of our mind. We keep reacting mindlessly to everything around us. Then what is the solution? What is the way to save ourselves from this? The way is mindfulness. It is said in ancient Indian scriptures, Nahi gnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate tatsvayam yoga sansiddhaha kalenatmani vindati. In this world, there is nothing as purifying as the knowledge of the present moment. One who has attained purity of mind through prolonged practice of awareness experiences the ultimate bliss and ultimate freedom. Mind in its natural form is always pure and free from all defilements such as anger, hatred, ill will, greed, jealousy, and its fruits such as stress, anxiety, tension, depression, etc. What is the natural state of the mind? The natural state of the mind is to be free from thoughts of the past and the future. The natural state of the mind is to be in the now, in the present moment, experiencing objects that are coming in contact with the sensory organs. When one establishes oneself in the present moment, every moment becomes a present moment. Then there is no space between this moment and the next moment. which means there is no time in between two moments for any kind of reaction. When this habit of reaction goes away and the new habit of awareness of the present moment gets established, stress and anxiety doesn't have any scope to exist.
So, what can stress do to your mind and body? A lot of people end up ignoring what their mind and body wants, or they simply stop listening to their body. They simply stop listening to the signal their body is giving to them. So, what can exactly all this do to them?
Oh, this is what happens when we are not mindful of the things around us. The habit of thinking and then overthinking engulfs us. It becomes a new normal. It is said in the ancient Indian scriptures, Chinta yascha chita yascha bindu matram vishishyate Chita dahati nirjeevam chinta dahati jeevanam. Meaning, there is only one difference in the spelling of the words chinta, that is mindless thinking, and chitta, that is funeral pyre. Just an extra dot. The pyre burns the dead body, and this mindless thinking slowly and gradually burns down the entire life. And since they do not do any immediate damage, we tend to ignore them. And in the background, they get slowly piled up in the form of stress and anxiety, leading to hazards of escalating non-communicable diseases such as cardiac arrest, strokes, and also psychiatric illnesses. Stress and anxiety are multidimensional. It originates at the level of mind and then percolates to the body. Lord Patanjali used these words, Adhi ja Vyadhi, meaning what starts as a mental thought gets transformed into the physical body. So our body is just the product of our own thoughts. And what thoughts do we have? It is filled with reactions, and reactions are always negative, and these constant negative reactions are making us living dead. It is burning us down alive.
So, at workplace, sometimes we need to work for longer hours. I think you can totally relate with that. And sometimes it happens that we are stressed out, but we still end up working for longer hours. We continue to work until it's completed. What are some of the ways we can release it and we can work more comfortably?
If there is an option not to work overtime and not to multitask, please choose it. It will neither improve our quality of work nor the quantity. There's a small story. Two brothers go out in the forest for wood cutting. They had a challenge as to who will cut more trees today. So both began cutting the trees with their axe. The elder brother, very strong and with a bigger axe, went about it with a rapid pace. On the other hand, the younger brother relaxed, took regular breaks in between. In the end, both came back with their lot. The younger brother, who took regular breaks, had performed well. Whenever he took a break, he sharpened his axe. This made his every hit pierce deeper into the trees. On the other hand, the elder brother's axe got blunt with every hit, and he kept hitting with the blunt axe, which pierced less and less into the trees. So you see, giving the required rest to our mind sharpens the mind, and we will be able to do quality and quantity work in a shorter period of time. So take at least 10, 15, 20 minutes break in between and practice some stress releasing exercises that will sharpen the mind. There is instant stress buster that calms mind and body in just 1 minute. Then quick stress buster for enhanced relaxation in 10 minutes. And then deep stress busters for extended and full body and mind relaxation, which also includes ancient techniques like Yoga Nidra. Please feel free to join me live on Facebook. I conduct live guided sessions on various stress busters.
You have been training a lot of people for managing their stress in a better way. So what does the people say about it, like the before and after reactions? And what are the top benefits they have experienced out of it?
I graduated as a stress management coach from world-renowned yoga university S. Vyasa. I apply the methods I learned there. These methods are research-driven and bear 100% positive results. Extensive and in-depth researches were done on brain wave coherence using sophisticated devices such as electroencephalography. It has shown that about 30 minutes of this practice is equal to 6 hours of deep sleep, and it reduces stress by 26% on an average. This was published in peer-reviewed index journals like internationally acclaimed British Medical Journal and United States National Library of Medicine and National Institute of Health. Before the practice, we make the participants count their pulse, which usually will be around 150, 180. And after the practice, once they are relaxed, when we again make them check the pulse, it would have come down as low as 100, 110, 130. They feel more relaxed, calm, collected, and the sense of harmony and happiness will be quite evident on their faces.
Thank you so much, Madhu, for connecting with me today and explaining this mindfulness based stress management so beautifully, and making us realize that how important it is for us to manage it, because before it's too late, I believe we should start working on this.
Thank you. I wish you and your viewers good health, peace, and happiness.
Madhu also conducts evidence-based stress management workshops on Facebook Live. Do connect with him on his page, Dr. Yoga, and the link to his page will be in the comment section below. Apart from that, do follow my YouTube channel, Leadership Talks with You. Get connected with me for more updates. Bye-bye.